What's up, it's Joshua. I don't really feel like making no videos, God. I'm not driving. God, it's like going to bed. I did. I'm a bruised reed. It did not break, I bet. Don't want a bender. God's funny. The lion will come out of the wilderness. It's Pride Day in Washington, D.C. I'm like, are you serious? Are you really serious? Are you really serious, God? And then, like, the religious people be like, it can't be that. God's making fun of you, first off. It can't mean that. Like Jesus Christ being killed on Passover. Passover has nothing to do with the atonement of sins. And you guys, have, for 2,000 years, there's like 1 point, how many billion people, like, worshiping that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. We're talking about Taylor Swift in Knoxville and her and Travis Kelce going to the party, and they're like, they coordinated that. I didn't even get it right away. It's because I saw you dance with him. It's the story of James, because she's thirsty and wants to be in my untold story of James story. And so she goes and she dances with Travis Kelce in Knoxville, dancing with him. That's why they coordinated the dance move. Yeah, there's a cross gym. But here's something I'm not gonna make a video of it. I just noticed this like yesterday. There's a huge crane, right, over by the Department of Interior, because they're like, right now they're like building the Federal Reserve, a brand new Federal Reserve. It's huge, man. They're building this Federal Reserve building, so there's like construction going on, and I'm making a video, so see, nobody was saying anything. See? He's not from New York, man. All right. He's not from New York. All right. Anyway, and I've been watching them build it, because I kick it over there because it's quiet over there. There's like, you don't run into people over there. People don't even go over there. I mean, they skip around it because where the White House is and everything, and nobody wants to go see the Department of Interior building. It's not really a big tourist attraction. Right? So I'd be over there, but there's tons of construction going on there, and I've been watching these guys. I was like, I wonder how much they're making an hour. Like the guys, the Amigo Bagigos that don't even speak English, they're going in there and working on it. Like, I mean, I wonder, gosh, everybody, but they're making at least $100 an hour, like, whatever. But anyway, I just noticed it yesterday. There's this big crane up there, and I made the whole James and Betty thing, like with Washington D.C. It started out as a joke. Until I got to the Lincoln Memorial, I was like, 7 years ago is 87. But then, like, if you go, there's this big crane. It's called the Balfour Betty crane. Beatty, Betty. Clear as day, right there on the crane, right there in Washington D.C. It'll probably be there for a while. I'm not gonna go take a picture of it. You just, like, I mean, you know it's true because you just go over there by the Federal Reserve. I'm sure it'll be documented by somebody else. I'm sure it's a big company. It's a Betty crane. Because that's all you did. I mean, I don't even know what you want me to do with that. I know this. I mean, I got a bunch of, I haven't, like, these videos pop up about rabbinical. Thank you for letting your dog take a shit in my video. I appreciate that. Anyway, there's been a bunch of videos about rabbinical Judaism and this and that about it. It was a response to Jesus. I think I got the answer. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close on the answer to it, but I don't want to go into it right now. I mean, okay, I'll go. Look, just like the New Testament's doctrine, the Torah is doctrine too. Like, people argue about, where's the oral tradition? Because it says it, that Moses wrote this down and he wrote that down and Joshua wrote this down. I mean, did they? I don't think they did. I really don't. I don't think the Jews, like, left out of Egypt with pens and paper or papyrus scrolls to write on. Maybe they did. If they did, here's the question I have. So when when Moses goes up to receive the 10 Commandments, he's up there, what, 40 days or whatever he's up there? He is up there, however long he's up there, right? God puts the 10 Commandments in stone, right? We know this because he comes down and he throws one of the stones and breaks it, and then they put the stones, they put them in the Ark of the Covenant, and they carry that around. That's how Joshua goes and he defeats her, whatever, the power of the Ark of the Covenant, right? Which they had for, all the time. So, like, okay, if and I've heard him say, well, Moses is up there and he wrote all this stuff down. He did? Well, where's that at? Where's the 613 laws that Moses wrote down? What probably happened, and I don't know this for a fact. I mean, we can debate it if anybody wants to debate. God probably told him some stuff that he wanted him to do, and he went down and he told the Israelites, and they did that stuff. I don't know. I mean, and then about 400 years later, depending on when you put Exodus at, when the Jews had fallen apart, but it gets passed from word to word to word to word, word to word to word, and they finally can write the stuff down. They wrote it down, and over time, they changed it to like, this was Moses wrote this down. Moses didn't probably write that down. Why would God put that in stone and then have Moses write the 613 down? He probably told him some stuff that he wanted him to do, and then later on, that's how rabbinical Judaism starts. Like later on, because it doesn't exist like that. There's only a high priest. There's a high priest. There's judges. There's a high priest, and then there's a king, right? But even when there becomes a king, he's making a video, guy. Shut the fuck up, man. This shit's annoying. That's how I know I'm right. That's how I know I'm right. Because I'm making this video and it's like ultra important stuff. It's like, he's just some fucking drunk. Whatever. Which I'm not hating on, but it's just, I guess it gets annoying because it's constantly like this. I'm like making it like this big theological. That's how I know I'm right. Because if I was wrong, that interruption wouldn't happen. If I was wrong, I would be thrust up to the top already. I wouldn't have to go through this. And I know how God does it. Because I do it all the time. I know what, but I'm not going to. See, that's why I didn't want to make this video. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyway, that stuff got changed. Right? And they started adding on to it. And they made up all this, the mitzvah, and they made up all these holy rituals. You know what I'm saying? And I made a video last night when I was talking about, I'm walking in this park, and the screen, I kicked the screen. I go, what do you want? Me and God were having a fight because in Vegas. And I go, what do you want me to kick this screen around? Because it's holy? No, I'm just keeping you busy. And then one day I'm walking through the park again, and the screen just appears out of nowhere underneath my feet. Because God's reiterating to me like that because he knows that, like, Mashiach. Alright. But, I mean, I don't want to get into all that right now. I'm just trying to chill out, but I made that video. There you go. I made it, guys. Oh, my God. But there's parts of the Torah, and I know this, I've looked at it, and I've seen it. I'm like, there's parts of the Torah that aren't right. I know it, that have been added. There's stuff that's been added. I can tell you what's been added, what's not supposed to be there. I can tell you. And as you listen to the rabbis, and I listen to them, I'm like, yeah, I mean, your stuff makes more sense than Christianity, but there's stuff that's wrong. And I don't even know it wrong from studying. Because, like, if God wanted me to become a rabbinical Jew and that's the way he was going, he would have made me Jewish. And he didn't do that. Right? And I wasn't born Catholic. And the reason I wasn't born Catholic, I didn't even become a Catholic until like, I don't even know, 2019. Like, I went to Catholic school when I was in junior high, but like, I went to like Protestant churches or whatever. God didn't make me Catholic. You want to know why? Because if I would have grown up Catholic, I would have been brainwashed into that stuff. There would have been no way he could have convinced me any way else. Or even if he could, there's no way that I would go against it because it would have been ingrained in my family. Just like being a Jew. Like I said, it's somewhere in the middle. Moshiach.